All right, it is 4:18. I am going to call the Gaming Authority meeting to order. We'll start with roll call, please.
Sean Borowitz.
Here.
Tyler LaPlante.
Here.
Bridget Sorensen.
Here.
Isaac McKechnie.
Here.
Michael McCurchie.
Here.
Kimberly Gravel.
Here.
Rob McGrory.
Here.
Aaron Paymont.
Here.
Kimberly Lee.
Here.
Larry Barbeau.
Here.
Lana Cosley Smith. Kimberly Hampton.
Here.
Austin Lowe's.
I'm here. So we have a quorum. Are there any objections to waiving the rules to amend what was noticed as far as the agenda to replace the only resolution that's on there titled Reaffirmation, Waiver of Sovereign Immunity and Tribal Court Jurisdiction, JLJ, with the following resolution? Waiver of Sovereign Immunity and Tribal Court Jurisdiction, JLJ Settlement, May 2025 JLJ Settlement Agreement, along with adding the following resolution to the agenda titled Rescinding Any Prior Authorization of Authorized Signer to Kewadin Casino Gaming Authority Accounts at any and all financial institutions, and finally adding key employee to this agenda as well. Is there any objection? Okay, hearing no objection, that's what will be proposed. Now we'll move to approve the agenda. So on the agenda tonight will be 3 items. It will be waiver of sovereign immunity and tribal court jurisdiction, JLJ settlement, May 2025 JLJ settlement agreement. That's number 1. Number 2, rescinding any prior authorization or authorized signer to Kewadin Casino Gaming Authority accounts at any and all financial establishments and key employee. Is there a motion to accept the agenda? Motion by Tyler, support by Isaac. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those abstaining? Motion carries. That brings us to the first item that we have, which is waiver of sovereign immunity and tribal court jurisdiction, JLJ settlement, May 2025 JLLJ settlement agreement.
Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Kewadin Casinos Gaming Authority Management Board hereby approves this restated settlement of the JLLJ settlement agreement as reflected on the resolution information sheet in the amount of $10 million. Be it further resolved that the Management Board authorizes the chairperson to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate the foregoing and for purposes of this resolution. Said authorization primary refers to May 2025 settlement agreement, which will be drafted in the immediate future. Be it finally resolved that the May 2025 settlement agreement will require a waiver and consent resolution, such as was given in furtherance of the settlement agreement executed by the authority in order to settle JLLJ LLC and Lansing Future Development 2 LLC versus Kewadin Casino Gaming Authority, and attached hereto, JLLJ LLC and Lansing Future Development 2 LLC should be referred to as plaintiffs. Be it resolved that by the Management Board of the Kewadin Casinos Gaming Authority as follows. Section 1, waiver of sovereign immunity and consent to jurisdiction. 1.1, the Management Board on behalf of the authority waives all sovereign immunity from suit as prescribed in the May 2025 settlement agreement should an action be commenced under the May 2025 settlement agreement. This waiver, A, shall terminate upon performance by the authority of all its obligations under the May 2025 settlement agreement. B, is granted solely to the plaintiffs. C, shall be enforceable against the assets of the authority to the extent necessary to satisfy the authority's obligation under the May 2025 settlement agreement, and D, shall be enforceable only in Ingham County Circuit Court, including any courts to which decisions may be appealed with respect to any controversy arising out of or under the May 2025 settlement agreement. The May 1.2, the May 2025 settlement agreement shall be construed in accordance with and governed by the internal laws of the state of Michigan. 1.3, the Management Board authorizes the authority to consent to the jurisdiction of the courts identified in subsection 1.14 above. Section 2, waiver of tribal court jurisdiction. 2.1, the Management Board on behalf of the authority waives the jurisdiction of the tribal court over any action arising under the May 2025 settlement agreement.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Okay, motion by Tyler and seconded by
Kim Hampton.
Kim Hampton. Okay, Ryan, do you want to discuss this for a second and just explain what this is?
Yeah, so this resolution is the formal adoption of a new proposed settlement agreement. We had previously reached a potential settlement last week. This is a newly amended one that will see us settle this for the amount of $10 million. It will not include a transfer of any land as previously voted on, and it will, in effect, end our settlement with the JLJ litigation, and so we can get out from under that.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Any discussion from the board? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Aaron.
No.
Kimberly Gravel.
Yes.
Isaac.
No.
Sean.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
Bridget.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Larry.
Yes.
Kimberly Lee.
Yes.
Kimberly Hampton.
Yes.
Lana.
Yes.
Carried 10-2.
Okay, motion carries. The next resolution that we have is titled rescinding any prior authorization of authorized signer to Kewadin Casino Gaming Authority accounts at any and all financial establishments.
Whereas it is necessary for Kewadin Casinos Gaming Authority to amend its current bank signature cards to transact activities on its accounts at all the necessary financial establishments. Now therefore be it resolved that the Kewadin Casinos Gaming Authority hereby revokes the authority previously approved in Resolution 2025-03, adding the addition of Michael Jackson, Kewadin Casinos CFO, as a signature for any accounts. Therefore be it further resolved that this action is effective immediately.
Motion.
Motion by Tyler,
Support.
support by Larry. Ryan, could you cover this as well?
In light of the recent resignation today of the Kewadin CFO, we need to rescind his authority, signatory authority that he has right now on our bank accounts, and this resolution will affect that.
Okay, appreciate that. Any discussion from the board? Hearing none, all those in support signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those abstaining? Motion carries. That brings us to the final item for this evening, which is key employee.
Motion to accept the resignation of the key employee CFO of Kewadin.
Is there a second? All right, so we have a motion and support by Lana. Any discussion here? Okay, hearing none, all those in support signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those abstaining? Motion carries.
Motion to appoint Bill Connolly as interim CFO of Kewadin for an appointment not to exceed a period of 6 months or another interim identified with compensation pursuant to the tribe's interim appointment policy.
Support.
All right, so we have a motion and support there. Any discussion?
Or another.
Hearing none, those in support?
Wait. Let me process 1 second. I have a question on that. Bill Connolly is named as the, what is the other language?
Or another interim is identified.
Okay, when we hire a new one. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion from the board? Okay, hearing none, those in support signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those abstaining? Motion carries. I'd like to end with this. I appreciate all the hard work that all the individuals that resigned tonight have put in for the tribe. You know, this is a sad day for everyone. I appreciate the work that they've done. So with that, I'd like to adjourn the meeting. Any objection? Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.